Surrey, BC has long been one of Canada's fastest growing cities, attracting thousands of new residents each year. But recently, there's been a noticeable trend. People are starting to leave Surrey at a surprising rate. So what's going on? Why is everyone suddenly packing their bags and moving out of Surrey? Today, we're going to explore the top reasons behind this movement, diving into exactly why some residents are deciding that Surrey no longer fits their needs. We'll talk about affordability issues, changing lifestyles, transportation frustrations, crime perceptions, changes to immigration policies, and other factors influencing people's decisions to relocate from Surrey to nearby communities or even further away. And if you're thinking about making the move to or from Surrey but not sure where to start, I've helped countless others just like yourself make the move. So if you want to have a quick, no pressure chat, you can book a Zoom call with me through the first link in the description, or just send me a text if you have any quick questions. Also, be sure to download my free Ultimate Surrey Relocation Guide, which is packed with a ton of valuable information and includes a list of my top neighborhoods, so be sure to check that out. Now, let's dive right into today's topic and try to answer the question, why exactly are people leaving Surrey? First and foremost, affordability is a significant factor. Surrey was once considered a more affordable alternative to cities like Vancouver, Burnaby, or Richmond, but in recent years, the cost of living here has increased dramatically. Real estate prices have risen sharply, making it difficult for young families, first-time homebuyers, or even renters to comfortably afford housing. As Surrey continues to grow rapidly, property values and rent have skyrocketed, leading many residents to search elsewhere for better financial value. Cities such as Abbotsford, Langley, Maple Ridge, and Mission have become attractive alternatives for people seeking affordability, especially those wanting more space and better value for their housing dollars. These neighboring communities offer larger homes, spacious yards, and quieter neighborhoods, all at more manageable prices. Residents who once chose Surrey for affordability are now feeling priced out, prompting them to move further east to find housing solutions that match their budget. However, it's important to note that while Surrey may not be cheap in the big scheme of things, it is significantly cheaper than Vancouver, with both home prices and rent prices being about 25 to 35% cheaper when comparing a similar property in each location. And of course, this is really going to depend on the property type, neighborhood, age of the building, and other factors to know exactly what that differential is. We've also more recently seen both home prices and rent prices decline since the real estate market peaked back in 2022, so things are looking more positive recently. But it's still a challenge for sure. Another key reason residents are moving away from Surrey is increased traffic congestion and ongoing transportation frustration. As Surrey continues to expand, traffic has gotten significantly worse, making commuting more challenging and stressful than ever before. Many residents experience heavy congestion on a daily basis, especially along major routes like Highway 1, Highway 10, 64th Avenue, 72nd Avenue, Scott Road, and Fraser Highway, causing daily headaches and significantly longer commute times. This is especially true during morning and evening rush hour. While plans to extend the SkyTrain deeper into Surrey and onward to Langley are underway, delays in construction timelines have frustrated residents who hope for quicker solutions to their transportation struggles. Not to mention, the construction for this project has had a significant impact on traffic, with lanes closed and even entire stretches of roads shut down for weeks on end. This is going to cause further pain in the short term until the roads and SkyTrain extension are finished, which should then hopefully clear things up a bit. For those commuting daily into Vancouver, Burnaby, or Richmond, they often feel overwhelmed by their long commutes, leading them to seek communities with shorter drive times or better transit connectivity. As a result, areas with better transit planning and more convenient highway access have become highly attractive alternatives, pulling Surrey residents away. Next, there's a perception of high crime rates, drug users, and homelessness in Surrey, which remains a significant concern in regards to safety for many residents. While Surrey has invested heavily in community safety programs, crime prevention, and law enforcement resources, certain parts of the city still struggle with persistent crime issues, including property crime, auto theft, and gang-related activity. News headlines about crime often overshadow positive aspects of the city, influencing public perception and sometimes overshadowing reality. And in reality, these incidents are typically isolated to a few select neighborhoods across the city, which are those that I suggest you avoid if you've seen any of my other videos. If you haven't and you're interested, you should definitely check out my previous video on the worst 5 neighborhoods to live in Surrey. I'll have a link in the description so you can check it out as soon as you're finished this one. Families in particular are highly sensitive to safety concerns, leading many to consider moving elsewhere. Many neighborhoods in places like Langley, Maple Ridge, or even White Rock have earned reputations as safer alternatives with lower crime rates and strong community policing programs, making them attractive to those who prioritize security and peace of mind. Additionally, Surrey's rapid growth has brought extensive development, changing the city's landscape significantly. While some residents welcome the new developments, others feel that Surrey is losing its sense of community and becoming overly urbanized. The constant construction of high-density housing, shopping centers, and commercial complexes can make neighborhoods feel crowded, less welcoming, and less family-oriented. Those seeking a quieter, more community-focused lifestyle often look towards smaller suburban towns or rural communities outside of Surrey, which can better align with their desired lifestyle. This is especially apparent to those who have lived here for a number of years and seen the city change over time. As someone who has personally lived in Surrey for over 30 years in various different neighborhoods, this is something I've definitely seen, especially in the Whalley or Surrey Central area with several high-rises and other major developments being built, but it's not just isolated there. Some areas have changed more than others, but that's expected with a growing city. The general trend I've definitely noticed is that those who have lived in Surrey for a long period of time consistently move further east or south to communities like Cloverdale, Clayton, South Surrey, or out of the city completely. To be honest, it's very rare that I see anyone move further north or west. Unless they're moving somewhere like Fraser Heights, however, that's still few and far between. Schools and education are also major considerations influencing people's decisions to leave Surrey. Although the city has many excellent schools, rapid population growth has put significant pressure on the school system. Some schools are experiencing overcrowding, increased class sizes, and a lack of available spots for specialized programs. Parents who want smaller class sizes, specialized learning opportunities, or more attention for their children often look to other communities with better equipped schools and more manageable student-to-teacher ratios. However, unless you're planning to put your kids in private school, which can be pricey of course, your options are limited, as this issue isn't something that's isolated to Surrey but is occurring all over the Lower Mainland. Another reason residents are leaving Surrey is the pursuit of a more balanced lifestyle. Surrey's rapid growth and busy atmosphere might be exciting for some, but others find the pace overwhelming and draining. Many families and professionals crave slower-paced living, quieter neighborhoods, and closer connections with nature. Communities outside Surrey, such as certain parts of Langley, Maple Ridge, Abbotsford, or Chilliwack, offer an appealing mix of outdoor recreation, green spaces, hiking trails, and a slower, more relaxed pace of life. The trade-offs, however, is the distance from Vancouver, lack of rapid transit, and limited amenities. This can pose an issue if you need to commute to Vancouver or one of the other surrounding cities for work on a daily basis, but if you're able to work from home on a full or even a part-time basis, which we're seeing more and more of these days, then the distance isn't necessarily an issue. Those who value nature and outdoor activities are often drawn away from Surrey's urban and suburban neighborhoods towards communities offering closer proximities to lakes, rivers, mountains, trails, and extensive parklands. These lifestyle-driven moves can significantly enhance quality of life for individuals and families seeking balance and tranquility. Although Surrey does have a huge number of parks and green spaces, it doesn't necessarily compare to the likes of places like rural Maple Ridge, Chilliwack, or Mission, where you can really get lost in nature. Another factor prompting some people to move out of Surrey is the recent tightening of Canada's immigration policies. The federal government has introduced significant reductions in immigration targets, including a 21% decrease in permanent resident admissions for 2025 compared to previous years. Additionally, the number of new international student permits has been capped at 437,000 for 2025, down from over 650,000 in 2023. That's a big shift from just a couple years ago when record high numbers of newcomers were arriving and Surrey was one of the top landing spots. For many who already live here, especially recent immigrants and international students, these changes have created some challenges. This has led to more students and those on expiring work permits being forced to leave, combined with fewer newcomers moving not only to Surrey, but Canada as a whole. On top of this, access to programs, support systems, and affordable housing has tightened. And for many, the dream they originally came here for now feels further out of reach, leading to them moving back to the US or even back home to other countries. I've seen this with many of my own clients who, although prefer the lifestyle here, just can't justify staying when greater opportunities present themselves elsewhere, especially when they're being offered salaries at or above what they're getting here and being in US dollars, which is close to 40% stronger than the Canadian dollar right now. Lastly, retirement and downsizing also play significant roles in Surrey residents choosing to relocate. With its busy streets, rapid development, and increasing costs, Surrey might feel less appealing to retirees looking for a more peaceful retirement community or lower maintenance living arrangement. Retirees often seek communities offering convenient amenities, social opportunities, easy access to healthcare, and quieter environments, leading them to places like White Rock, Abbotsford, Chilliwack, or smaller communities in the Fraser Valley. Additionally, it's common that retirees end up selling their home here and cashing out on the massive equity they've built over the past 20 plus years and moving to the interior or Vancouver Island. However, as prices have climbed in other areas and closed the gap, it's become less attractive than it used to be. Additionally, due to home prices here, many parents with adult children who are starting families are starting to buy properties together, as this allows their kids to get into the real estate market while allowing the parents to stay close to their children and help out with their grandchildren. Not to mention having their kids nearby to help them out in the future as they age and their health begins to decline. As a quick recap, affordability challenges, traffic congestion, crime concerns, rapid development, overcrowded schools, lifestyle preferences, immigration policy changes, and retirement considerations are the main reasons why many Surrey residents are deciding to move away. While Surrey continues to grow and attract newcomers, the city faces challenges retaining residents who initially moved here seeking affordability, convenience, and community-oriented living. So if you're thinking about making a move to or from Surrey or anywhere else in Greater Vancouver, and you're looking for some personal advice to buy, sell, or invest, I'd love to help. Just scroll down and click the first link in the description to book a call with me at a time that works best for you, and we can chat about your specific needs. Before you go, make sure to check out another video on my channel. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.